Peace and blessings, what it do? It's your homie DJ Young Samm, and right now you back for another episode of the Old Me Died podcast. That's right, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Out with the old, in with the new, man. It's going down right now. Today's episode, man, we're going to be getting to the meaning behind the old me died. First, I want to start it off with a clip. I was watching Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and this right here just registered with me. The name of the podcast is The Old Me Died, and I came across this here. This is what Will Smith had to say.
You know, and I think part of the idea and the power in this life is, can you learn how to die? Right? And it's like, you got to learn how to die. The old you has to die. So can you learn how to die? And can you not be so terrified during that period where the caterpillar turns into liquid?
That's scary times, bro.
Can you learn how to die and relax and trust that you will reintegrate, you will be reborn, you will regenerate, and God's promise is that it's always better. It's always going to be better. So just being able to die, pause, get it back together, reset, you got it, you've been here before, and then make your way back through the natural reintegration. So
as a butterfly.
As a butterfly. That's right.
But no, that's real talk though.
So that's the message today, man. I want to just get to the point of the reason behind me making the podcast, The Old Me Died. I created this podcast to share my journey, and hopefully it will register with others. People could grab something from it, learn something from it, learn from my mistakes, and, you know, apply it to their life and make things better for them. But when I think about the old me dying, I think about all my old habits, my old ways, the way I used to think. Like, at one point in time, I was 215 pounds. I didn't care about no diet. I didn't eat salads. I ate junk food all the time. I had cheese and chili and pizza and nachos, like pasta. I just really didn't care about no working out. I didn't have no type of discipline or anything. And it's all about noticing your bad habits and replacing them with good habits. Like, at one point in time, I didn't start reading books until 2017. 2017 is when I actually picked up my first book. My first book that I picked up was I Can't Make This Up by Kevin Hart. And it's like just hearing his story and how he started from nothing, like being poor, to now he's one of the richest, successful guys in the industry. He gave me inspiration and motivation to say, hey, who's to say you can't turn your situation around or you can't create a healthy habit? It just started clicking in my head. So once I read that book, then I went to Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad, and he started enlightening me on black people, our history, how we should come together, spirituality, bringing you closer to God, or they would say Allah, but at the same time, it was helping me in a very spiritual way. And then from reading the Message to the Black Man, it led me to the Bible, and I started opening up my Bible every day and started reading my Bible chapters. And from there, Malcolm X book, and it just went on to now I'm over 50 books I've read between 2017 to now. I learned to love it. Like, I didn't like to read at all, but by the old me dying, I end up creating a new habit where I love to read. I read every day. Like, if I don't read, I'm going to feel off. I'm going to feel like my day ain't going pretty much good because I haven't had my mental food to stimulate my mind to prepare me before I go out into this world. So we have to be okay with killing the old us and creating a new. Like, don't allow people to hold you back to the old standards that they used to have you at. You got people sometimes, they'll see you in the streets and they'll still try to deal with you like they dealt with you back in 10 years ago, and they not understanding that, hey, I'm not that person no more. Like, whoever you thought you knew back then, this is not that same person. Like, I've changed. that right there, that's just the main reason for this podcast, is to be okay with letting go of your old ways, your old childish ways, because these days now are more important than anything, and you want to try to make sure that you're setting yourself up to be the best version of yourself. That means stop holding on to old opinions of yourself that doesn't even serve you in this day and time. I remember I lost my homeboy Chico, and I told myself, like, I'm gonna get up there and speak at his funeral, and I'm not gonna shy away from it or anything. Like, I'm gonna actually get up there, because I used to be the type of guy where I would just play it cool. I didn't want to talk in front of nobody. I'd just be kind of shy. I would always think of a reason of how can I talk myself out of doing this, or hey, somebody went in front of me, so I might not have time, so ain't no need for me to go up there and speak. But I told myself, you're gonna step up out of your comfort zone, and you're gonna actually go up there and speak. And I went up there, legs was shaking, and I was nervous, but once I started talking, it started flowing. So that was my thing. It's like, whatever's been holding you from becoming the best version of yourself, you must tackle it head on, moving forward with doing it. If you don't like public speaking, start getting up and speaking publicly just out of the blue. And that right there is going to put you on the other side of your comfort zone, because a lot of us, we get stuck in our comfort zone, and that was me. I was just a guy where I just, I'm not doing too much of anything that's outside of what I normally do. And that right there sounds like a person who was basically dead. Because when you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not feeding your mind spiritually, you're not having a relationship with God. And that was me. I didn't pray or anything. Like, I used to, great things would happen to me, and I'd just be smiling and happy, but I wasn't getting down and actually praying to God and saying thank you for these blessings. And just like that, everything was taken away from me. So with that being said, the old me died. I have been reborn and saved, because God pretty much seen that, hey, he was deaf, dumb, and blind at the time. But now I'm way more on a whole nother level spiritually and mentally, because I chose to do away with the bad habits, create new healthy habits. Me picking up a book and reading was the best thing I could ever do for myself, because I have something that every time I wake up in the morning, it's feeding me some type of positivity. It's reminding me of something that I didn't do right, or something that I should be continuously doing. And sometimes, we forget about what we're supposed to do in life. Sometimes be so much things that's lined up that we're supposed to remember, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. So I use the books basically as a way to keep myself sharp, keep putting that positivity in my mind, keep telling myself, hey, make sure you follow through with the plan. Make sure you show up and be consistent. Make sure you praying to God every day. Like, before I leave my house every day, I make sure I pray. Before I make a business decision, I pray. Before I have a meeting, I pray. I pray before everything. And this is coming from a guy who wasn't praying at all. I didn't even pray over my food. 215 pounds, overweight, and didn't care about nothing. But I always been a person that was righteous. You didn't have to worry about me stealing or anything or doing nothing wrong like that or crime, but it's just the fact that I didn't have a relationship with God, and that right there, I felt dead at one point in time. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Like Will Smith even said, it's about letting that old you die as you create a whole new version of yourself. You steady shedding off the dead skin like a caterpillar, and then you come out to be this butterfly, and you fly high for the rest of your life. So yeah, man, the old me died. Don't be afraid to allow the old you to die so the new version of yourself could be born. Let's get it.